Future. Are y'all ready?
Woo!
Yeah.
That don't sound like y'all ready, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's go and try this one more again. If you want to hear your feature, say yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to hear your feature, say yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to know what the #1 poet on the world looks like in front of you, say yeah.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to have this man here. Look at him smiling. He's so humble. I swear. I'm not going to say too much about Breeze because I think I said it earlier in the show. And anybody who knows Breeze knows that any compliment you throw at him is something that he's earned over the years of putting in work. This man is a poet, a spoken word artist, a teacher, a mentor, a battle rapper, a playwright. He also trains poets, so he's technically a writing dojo master. I call him sensei sometimes. You know what I'm saying? We are absolutely honored to have him here, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to do a 4-poem set for y'all. Around the 3rd poem, we're going to pass the bucket around to please pay this man because we ain't got money to pay this man. We can't afford him. I promise you. And what he does here is worth so much more than we're able to give him. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to please put your hands together for literally the #1 ranked poet on the planet. Make some noise. Go. You know what? Clap once. Clap twice. Clap 3 times. Clap 20 times. And keep making noise for the one and only Breeze, my life is the poet.
Beautiful people in the building. How y'all doing this evening? That's not what. Okay, so everything that he just got finished saying and everything I just did to get here, all the driving and everything, that didn't sound like beautiful people just now, okay? So I asked some beautiful people and y'all gotta act like y'all got insecurity issues or something. That's not what we're gonna do. Because I see beautiful people right here in front of me, right? Y'all some beautiful people right here in front of me? So then I ask for some beautiful people, y'all act like y'all some goddamn beautiful people up there. Beautiful people. Beautiful people in the building, how y'all doing this evening? That's how you know it's real. It ain't no L's. It's just a bunch of H's. Beautiful. You make a real ugly face when you're beautiful. That's how you know it's for real. I am Breeze the Poet. Thank y'all so much for the love. I have absolutely no words. Just thank y'all so much for the love. Y'all only heard as much as y'all need to hear about me. So I'm going to do some poems for y'all. And I hope y'all take a piece of me with y'all. Say word.
Word. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's serious.
2 hours of shoes. Got it.
I just like being in a space where I feel like it's like no judgment, and it's people can be able to get, you know, their heart off and their spirit off in a real genuine way, you know, when it's equal parts, you know, never would have made it, and the devil is a lie, bitch, I'm the truth. When they all in sync together, it's a beautiful thing. And this poem here is a prayer. This poem here is a prayer rebuking, removing, and defeating the spirit of fear from your life. Amen.
Amen.
This poem is about the beautiful black boy writing battle bars for Satan. About the gorgeous black girl realizing she is God, therefore praying to her own reflection. About the genius ghetto child praying in ratchet ass native tongue. I don't know if prayers have titles, but if they do, if they did, then this poem here will be called Although I Walk Through the Valley of the Shadow of Death, I Shall Fear No Evil. The brilliant, genius, gorgeous remix. So this poem here kind of sounds like, I guess I got my swagger back. The devil tried to kill me, y'all, but I guess I got the dagger back. Or the gospel according to Bone Crusher, bitch, I ain't ever scared. Or how to use Kirk Franklin's Hello Fear album as an oxygen mask in the gas chamber of Give Up. Or how to use an ultralight beam as a nightlight to finish a coloring book while eating Sunday candy in the dark of doubt. You know, just take a chance. No. See, this poem here is called The Heart is a House of Love. or love and fear can't exist in the same space. So this poem is called When a Heart Serves Fear. It's fucking eviction notice. No. This poem here is called I Almost Gave Up Today. Subtitle: But my daughter's smile, but my son's laughs, but my mama's prayers. No. This poem here is called Guess What? Your faith never left. It was just your inner child, loving to play hide and seek at all the worst times, which really be the perfect time, because it always loves to hide in all the places you forget to look when you go through something, like the God in you or the last place you saw God at. No, this poem here is called The Praise Dance of a Sinner, a fight song for you're scared to start over, because the Genesis be engulfed in darkness when your circumstances make you forget how to speak yourself a son. No. This poem here, y'all, is called That One Time Fear Was Talking Shit. Fear be trying to talk shit into your life all the time, don't he? Fear was like, yeah, I better not catch you walking through that valley of the shadow of death. Cause I be that darkness there. I be heavy in them streets too. I be so heavy you won't be able to lift your voice, sing, do a poem, nothing to get you up off my block. You think you tough, huh? Try me, sucker. I'm fear. See if I don't choke the let there be right out of you. Or that was a bar. Hold on, pause. So I am a firm believer in the idea of celebrating the people around me. And I got that energy from being able to celebrate myself, right? So I'm going to be celebrating myself in the midst of this set. You know, there's going to be a couple times where I'm going to have to stop and remind y'all that something I said was crazy, because it was. 'Cause I'm dope at what I do, just like any of y'all are dope at what you do. There's this idea spreading around about being humble, but if you look up the word humble, you don't want that in your spirit. It literally means you think yourself less than. So if you have people around you who are thinking that you need to be humble, they want you to think that you're less than, and that has to be for some reason. Maybe they don't think like they enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to dim your light for them to be able to shine until they comfortable with shine. You know what? I'm going to shut up, right? I ain't gonna talk. I mean, cause I don't know, man. Y'all might be sitting right next to the nigga right now, and I just don't want y'all having no like bad vibes in the car on the way home and shit. You know what I mean? So we just gonna leave that right there. Anyway, try me, sucker. I'm fear. See if I don't choke the let there be right out of you. Or this poem is called The Pull Up. When I ran up on fear hoe ass cause he was talking that shit. Like, I be walking through that valley of the shadow of death often, and bitch, I ain't ever scared. I got my swagger back. Devil tried to kill me when I'm up in this spot looking fresh as Sunday candy, ultralight beam awesome, illuminating all that nothing you thought you was. And yeah, I found my faith. It never left. It was just playing hide and seek with the prayers and the laughs and the smiles to be coloring book bright, hiding in the last place I saw God at in me. Oh yeah, fear. I talked to God. She told me to ask you, what's all that darkness you think you are, after she reminded me that I am the light she let there be. What? Nah, this poem here is called Cursing in Church. The testimony of a heathen that God ain't through with, long as I ain't through with my goddamn... No, this poem here is called Every Breath I Take Be a Middle Fingered Praise Dance to the Drum of How I Almost Gave Up Today. But no, this poem here, y'all, is called The Praise Dance of a Sinner. The brilliant black boy writes battle bars for Satan, a gorgeous genius remix, and here is the poem. Finally, after all of that shit, because I was trying to think of the title, I don't know, they didn't even do the poem yet. Poem. Hello, fear. Fuck you. And amen. I ain't got no set, right? I'm just gonna go, right? Is that cool?
Yeah.
Can I just go?
Yeah.
Just gonna go. So we gonna go here, there. We gonna hit them like this. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We gonna hit them like this. And this are now apparently post-racist society. Because 2 or 3 stupid-ass people I was talking to said so. The question is now seemingly being asked, why is there a need for a Black History Month? You know what? I get it. I get it. I understand your issue with this kind of exclusion. See, when the world usually revolves around you, it might be hard for you to understand why anyone else would think their own space be beautiful. You're probably tired. Scrubbing your blood off of our roots must be a tedious exercise, especially when whitewashing can usually clean your prints off of history pretty easily. I imagine this being something hard for you to swallow without causing cotton mouth.
Rewind that. Please rewind that shit. Rewind that.
Let's start the poem off.
The question is now more frequently being asked, why is there a need for a Black History Month? And you know what? I understand your issue with this kind of exclusion. See, when the world usually revolves around you, it might be hard for you to understand why anyone else would think their own space is beautiful. You're probably tired. Scrubbing our blood off of your roots must be a tedious exercise, especially when whitewashing usually cleans your prints off of history pretty easily. I imagine this being something hard for you to swallow without causing cotton mouth. You'd have to have the digestive system of the Middle Passage to gulp down a genocide without burping up the fucking bones. But I understand. But I see you as desperate souls, you know, begging for someone to understand your kind of diet, how we don't really go down well with your white wines. It's why you always try to devour us in such small and bland and appropriation rations. You know, Dr. King speeches, sit-ins, Rosa Parks, peaceful protesting, how these well-done versions cook out all the flavor in the meat because the rare truth be too bloody for you. And you didn't order, because you didn't order that kind of ugly with your innocence, did you? See, the taste of Gabriel's conspiracy, smothered in the Stoner Rebellion, and served to you on a bed of Nat Turner's Revolt might be too spicy for you. Might burn like June 1st, 1921, Black Wall Street going down, doesn't it? See, when your heritage chefed up the enslavement of an entire race about a month long of force-feeding you our triumphs despite unsettles your stomach, right? Probably smells like chitlins and failure, right? Probably tastes like Jim Crow fried hard with a large helping of we shall overcome, sticking to your ribs like soul food. See, I get it, right? Because you like your holidays with a dash of paganism and child rape. You know, a sprinkle of smallpox and slaughter. I just may be drunk off these white wines, but I understand the agony of trying to pick the prettiest parts of our history from between your teeth. The exhaustion of carrying around the kind of privilege that allows you to ask why we need a Black History Month, but not ask why the fuck we need a Columbus Day. Dear you. You know, I've cupped my hands together, collected a palms full and white tears and drank. And I get it now. How February might start to feel like October to you. How Halloween might not be as fun when the ghost stories aren't fictitious. How it might feel like a month-long trial and your privilege can't testify away the guilt in your veins when you come from a long bloodline of murder weapons. How for the shortest month of the year we have decided to feast on ourselves and all that leaves you left to eat is a plate full of your fucking ghosts. Yeah, I know.
Woo!
I'm gonna go somewhere completely different. We're gonna go there, and then we're gonna there, and then we're gonna go here, and then we're gonna go there. And we just go, hey. This is so beautiful because I never get to do this. I never get to just like, I always be trying to map out and have sets that, you know what I mean? I got so many different kinds of sets of like storylines and everything. The ability to just like go and just, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't give myself that chance. So thank y'all for being so, you know, understanding, being so, you know what I mean? So then we're gonna go over here. I'm excited about this one because I'm kind of just learning it. And it's been said that like a lot of people I know is like, please, you gotta slam with this. And I'm like, I haven't even taken the time to learn it, but it's been one of my favorite pieces. So I made myself learn it. So I feel real goofy. Y'all did this. I got a lot of love and a lot of energy in me because of y'all. So blame yourself if I'm up here looking being goofy as shit. Poem. I am infatuated with movies. I love movies, right? I love movies. I love scary movies. I'm really, really interested in scary movies. I also love those crazy movies that go all over the place. You're watching it and you don't know how to follow which is where. By the time you get to the end, you're like, how the fuck did I even get here? Like Inception, shit like that. You know what I mean? Like I love movies like that, and I also love stories, those rom-coms and shit. I be all into them Jones, bro. And it's like crazy because the idea of like love being so thrilling, like you could be watching a love movie, like one of those rom-coms or whatever, and it's like that part where he's supposed to kiss her. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, kiss her already, goddammit! You're like really, really excited about it happening. But then like love is also like the scariest fucking thing ever. You know what I'm saying? Like just the idea of feeling or being in actual love is like horrifying. And so it's like crazy because like I find myself like my life, like mixing it all together. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm thinking of this script for a movie in my head, right? And so it's like, if I wrote a script about like my life or whatever, it would be like my love is beautifully horrific. Like the kissing scene in a scary movie. Like you live for the moments, but you know pretty soon something's gonna die. Right? So this movie is horrible casting. Because I'm the only one in the motherfucker. And sometimes I am an extra in my own love. And I play myself. Often. In character as someone who loves hard and will bleed to keep it, haunted by the ambivalence of romance. I can't tell if hope is half full or half less. Okay, so script, right? So here's the plot. There are rosebush women with razor wire for thorns, and I play the role of some self-ordained superhero masochistic gardener, right? And I try to save them from all the men with white vinegar soaked language and lawnmower kisses, and so I pick them and I cut myself on their distrust and end up bleeding my love all over them. And okay, so flashback, because every good movie has a flashback moment, like, you know what I'm saying, you gotta build up the character and shit. So I imagine myself a boy, imagining himself growing into a flower that someone would water with love and watch grow into something beautiful. But all I ever known was rubbing alcohol, heel, and saltwater kiss, and these are the things that kill flowers. And so now this movie is about learning how to hold a flower, about finally finding something beautiful that won't hurt me, about realizing that if you are too selfish to let love be itself, then it will hurt you. So back to the present, right? And I am this self-ordained superhero masochistic gardener, right? So I am picking these flowers, I'm planting them into my bed. I'm feeding their earth with my kisses, and they die. The petals wilt. The soil becomes barren. I become barren when bearing the weight of losing things I love so much, even though they hurt me. And now I'm looking at scars on my hands, trying to figure out why they look more like war wounds than passion marks. So I look up and I ask a mirror, I say, why don't you love me? The mirror smiles as if it knows that no one can save me now. And the reflection answers, I do love you. Don't you see the scars? Loving things hurts this way. Isn't that what your love did to those beautiful flowers, the wilted petals and the barren soil? This is what you call love, right? And so now we at the climax, right? The plot twist where it goes so many different directions. By the time you get to the end, you're wondering how the fuck you got here, right? So my love is a beautifully horrific metaphor. So my love is a So my love is a scary movie full of plot twists and metaphors and bad casting plot twists and metaphors and bad casting, and I am such an extra in my love that I play myself often. The serial that I play myself often, and damn it. Oh. Extra in my love that I play myself often. I got it. I promise. I am so extra in my love that I play myself often. And Mort Rainey is now eating the corn, right? And Tyler Durden has just blown out half his brains. And like them in those movies, I just realized that I am the villain. The serial lover who kills everything he kisses. My embrace is a crime scene. My kiss is a murder weapon. My embrace is a crime scene. And I just realized that I am the villain, the serial lover who kills everything he kisses. The rose bushes were a metaphor for the beautiful women I have loved before that have made me this way. See, they hurt me, and I don't know how to love myself. So, See, I don't know how to love myself. So I've accepting the bleeding and death from beautiful things. Therefore, have now been bleeding my death all over every beautiful thing that I've planted into this dying. And I've been calling that shit love. Scary, right?
It makes so much sense.
The fall and the end, where I am a self-ordained superhero, masochistic murder victim, garden weapon, planting roses that grow into corpses. I go to where the things I have loved before are but find tombstones. I visit these twisted plots I've created and apologize for being such a mortician to them. Monologue. I'm sorry. When you love hard and wrong, like me, you kill things. You know, so beautiful. Before I self-ordained myself your hero coming to pick you, you were so beautiful that I just wanted to pick you and keep you and have something beautiful for my own. And this whole time, I was so busy staring at your beauty, I never realized that you were covering graves. It's crazy. Like, how many times have we willingly given our lives to the idea of gardens, just to realize this entire time that we were walking our hearts into cemeteries. The end. I'm sorry. I'm my bad. Damn it. I was so into it that I was like, I skipped way ahead of myself and then I couldn't find my way back.
Pause before that pause, son. Oh my God.
Okay.
All right, Breeze is gonna have one more poem for you guys, but damn, y'all enjoying y'all feast show so far? Woo! See, it's different. A slam is different from a feature. A feature, this man is giving you his soul right here on stage, and it's just everybody's receiving the energy is beautiful. So before he does this last poem, I'm gonna go ahead and pass this around. This is what we call the love bucket. It's not a bucket actually; it's a cashier thing. I don't know how Brian got it, but this is what we use. A poet like this, an artist like this, he deserves to be paid hundreds of thousands, millions for the shit that he does. You know what I'm saying? We can't afford that because we are also poets and we're broke as fuck. So if you guys are enjoying what this man is doing here today, I'm going to pass this around. Please donate to this man. We want to make sure he gets back to Jacksonville because that's where he's going tomorrow. He also takes Cash App as well?
Yes.
Also takes Cash App. You got a card swiper?
No, just Cash App.
Oh, just Cash App and cash. And he's also got merchandise for sale. He's got t-shirts. He's got books. Take a piece of this man. You've just heard the last poem. That man's pen game is ridiculous, man. So you can imagine what's in there. You know how much are the books?
The books are $15 each, but if you get
Only $15?
That's
Practically free.
But wait, there's more. I'm glad how you jumped in on that. 'Cause that was impromptu. But wait, there's more. If you get both, they $20.
Only $20? That's practically free. Oh, a really good deal. One of those too. But please support this man. Artists who do this stuff full time. This is a t-shirt for y'all. This is another meal for this man right here. We want to keep this man alive by giving him the ability to feed himself because that's a lot of energy he putting out and that requires a lot of food. So I'm going to pass this around. Y'all want to go ahead and please pass this. Donate to this man and buy some merchandise from him after he gets done with this last piece. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll give y'all one more time the one and only Breeze, I Life This, the poet.
Hold on, Breeze.
That was such a dope intro.
When y'all get a chance,
Right?
for those of y'all that have not gotten anything yet, if y'all
so
could please purchase something to drink to support the establishment.
And also please support the establishment as well. If y'all like this show, you like what we do here, what Brian does here really, because this is his baby, please buy something to drink, even if it's a bottle of water. And you know what I'm saying, or some tea. The Waikiki Spirit is absolutely delicious. You know what I'm saying? So buy some tea, support the venue, buy something from this man after we get done. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, the last poem of the evening for this man, the one and only Breeze, I Life This, the poet. Make some noise.
Woo!
Tried to assassinate me just now. So I was sitting at the house. I had these thoughts of like conflicting feelings about myself before, and I was trying to put them into some kind of words, some kind of understanding. And then somebody said, she was like, hey, I got a question. What's the difference between Frederick and Breeze? Some water. Yeah, she was like, hey, you know, I got a question. What's the difference between Frederick and Breeze? Right? And I was like, that's crazy, right? Because I thought about this before, but I don't really know. Excuse me. I thought about this before, but I don't remember ever having an answer, right? So I never really thought that there was. Well, I would. Well, I would answer you. I would answer you. I would answer you. But first I have to know which one of us you think you're talking to. Wait. I got a question. What's the difference between a therapist and a nosy person just trying to screw with my fucking head, right? Because you know you're not a therapist, right? So that would make you a nosy person just trying to screw with my... Frederick always gets like this. Protects everything he wants to give people from people. He's like a guard dog that would like love to play fetch. He just refuses to let go of the stick or the ball or his heart. or his demons. I mean, he wants you to see him. He just doesn't want to be exposed. He's very abstract art, you know, paints passion with how he loves, but can only picture the pain and broken that loving hard has always left him with. So all you end up with is this beautifully shattered, open wound beating on the canvas of his. I don't really know how to explain it, right? But it should remind me of this movie I seen one time, because I told you I love movies, right? So it reminded me of this movie I seen one time. Okay, you wanna talk about praise then, huh? You wanna talk about praise then, the poet that puts love in his art, thinks writing is his heart's form of freedom, huh? Well, that's so stupid, right? He's not free just because he can cleverly articulate his chains, you know? He's so stupid, right? How he takes his shoes off on stage as if the space be safe, be sacred for him, but there's nothing safe about bleeding pretty for people who aren't even gonna help you clean up the mess you make of your fucking self. They chant shit like, go in, poet, and they never even consider how the fuck you get out. I get it though. Why he's so guarded. You know, he hates being misunderstood, and no one really tries to understand him. They just sit comfortable in their assumptions. They just use him as a scapegoat to justify how badly they treat him. I watch him be caution taped into a cage quite often. Now, it just looks like a crime scene. I look at him these days and can't tell if he's a murder victim or a suicide weapon. All I can tell you is that it's killing our heart. And it's so sad because, honestly, that's really the best part. The movie. Y'all know this goddamn movie. The movie with this guy that be kidnapping these girls. He kidnapped these girls, and he has a bunch of unknown personalities living in his body, and he be trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. You want to use Breeze's openness to expose how closed I seem, shall we? Okay, so let's explore that. Shall we? This openness only makes him a gun range, a bullseye, a target for rightful rhetoric. He doesn't understand love is a fighting word. Why the fuck you think the heart is the size of a fist in the first place? Honestly, he's so fucking weak. I'm so tired of him calling me weak. He doesn't understand the strength it takes to hold on to anything. Honestly, he's just a coward who measures his strength on how far he can push people away. Breeze is just an off-air trauma, a buffet of trauma, offering himself up for everyone to pick through our scars. They get full of our faults and leave without ever finishing their fucking plates. So all that's left are the tables dirty from the scraps of us they always leave behind, because they always leave us split. That's the name of the moot. Anyway, I don't really know how to answer this question. All I can tell you is that there is such a difference. I hope there's someone out there who can just love. All of me.